To the bottom right now, we have once again, starting for Fnatic, we have Alive. We mentioned that his Terran versus Terran is the matchup where he's the most comfortable with. It's, statistically speaking, not his best matchup, and when it comes down to statistics, he's actually better in his matchup against Protoss, but he feels really comfortable in the mirror match. To the top left of Ohana, though, we have his opponent. We have, starting for the Startail team, this is Hack, and, well, he has a pretty decent record in Terran vs Terran as well, not such a huge sample size, and the last match that he played in mirror matches, he lost most of them. He lost in the GSL against Happy. He was not able to win against Maro, neither was he able to defeat SC. So a lot of games in TVT just recently that he was not able to win. And now there is 1-1 against Alive. The series is tied after he took a very confident lead on the first map, played very well in Landed Spaceship. But this is Ohana, this is the last map, and we have Alive with Gas First.
Yeah, Gas First, a great choice on this map. I really like it. It's a two-player map. The map distance on this map, I've talked about this before, is very misleading. If you look at just the mini-map, you look at it in the map preview screen, it's like, oh, this map's a smaller two-player map. It's actually pretty huge, but even so, because it is two-player and because there are several ways to escape from the main base with Banshees, there's a lot of room to work with. It's a good map to go for. Although, again, slightly misleading is it looks like you can get the Banshee out around the edge, but if the Marines are on top of the edge, they can actually hit you all the way, so you don't really have anywhere to hide. But there's a lot of space, and it's a decent map for Banshees. We're going to see Gas First against Command Center First, though, and this is really, really tough for the Command Center First player to hold any sort of tech pressure here. And what we will likely see from Alive is very... I always call this the Maru Prime style of doing the... the Maka Prime style of doing this, where you go for your opponent's Marines rather than SCVs, keep his army count low, then follow up with a timing attack to crush his base. Because if you can keep that Marine count low with your Banshee, you just kill him no matter what. And that may be what we see from Alive.
Yeah, it's just a matter of production. If you don't have the production in order to get those units out in time, and then suddenly the Banshee is able to diminish your numbers, then you are just, well, you won't be prepared for a push. We have Hack now with a double barracks, while Alive is already getting his factory. He's nearly done with it, and he doesn't have any scouting at all. We have even Alive controlling the Zalnaga watchtower that is closer to Hack's main base. Sorry. So, well, this is going to be really interesting to see if he's able to hold this off.
Yeah, it's going to be very tough. You know, it's basically impossible. When you go for a 1 Rax expand, you get double gas very quickly, you get a Viking out, you're pretty safe, but when you go for Command Center First, you have to kind of rely on Marines, and if your opponent's Banshee control is tip-top, then what can you do without Stim?
You can't do any Stim, you have no Combat Shield at this point. With the usual build, you will have Combat Shield, at least that helps you a little bit. But when the Banshee arrives now, he won't have either one of them, and this means the Banshee can double hit, can 2-hit as a Marine. There's no Stim to charge in there. There probably won't be any missile turrets either.
In Korea, the builds that we were seeing a year and a half ago, were so limited in this matchup because Terrans were so good at harassing Blue Flame Hellion drops, regular Hellion drops, Banshee play, Cloak Banshee play. All of those builds were so strong and so prevalent that no one would ever even think about going for a 1 Rax expand. There was a player you guys may remember who was like the first one to do it. His idea was Ensnare. He was on the team OGS. He was like, nah, guys, I can do a 1 Rax expand. But now it's become the norm, and to see these Gas First builds come back, it's pretty scary for the Terran who's going for the Command Center First here, but it's not as much of a gamble as it used to be. But I like what Alive's doing here. He's actually going to make a Command Center now. He's not going to go for the all-in. The rest distance on this map, like I mentioned before, is actually pretty long, and he's actually just going to be even skipping the Cloak, just going for regular Banshees here.
I'm not quite sure if that is the correct decision, to tell you the truth. The problem that I have with this is that if he doesn't do any damage with his tech, then he will be so far behind in economy. Obviously, Hack needs a lot of time in order to catch up with everything, but these Banshees, the Harass, has to do some damage here. We don't know what just happened, but suddenly there was this huge flash in the studio.
I know, man. I was like,
either there was lightning,
a ninja photo, or like there was lightning in the studio. I don't know, man.
That was intense. That was an intense flash.
It was pretty intense. Oh, this Banshee's actually in between a bunker and a bunch of Marines, but somehow manages to escape.
But now a nice unit control. He needs to do a little bit more damage.
Yeah,
though.
he needs to do more, man. This is the thing. He's just not controlling his Banshee as well as he could be. Now he's going to start getting some of these SCVs.
Killing mining time, and okay, that's what we've been talking about. He needs to do some damage. Take mining time, kill a few Marines, well done. Make sure that he just diminishes those numbers. Gets a few SCVs as well. Very good control here. And what is...
Oh, there's a strobe light behind this, man. That's pretty sick. I bet that's going to be used later on tonight.
Yeah.
The Banshee is now trapped. As I mentioned before, there's actually not enough room for the Banshee to hide in between there. It looks like there is, but there's not. And he's just going to fly to his death potentially here.
And another one! Yeah, takes down another one. Well done. How many SCVs did he kill? Not too many, just, 5 of them. I actually thought he only killed like 3.
Well, in total he killed 11 units.
Yep.
The army supply now 24 to 15.
And now he's moving out with siege mode.
Siege mode is going to be done around the same time he gets there.
And this has to do some damage now, but he did already an okay enough job.
Ooh, he's actually going to catch some of these Marines in the middle of the map. That's going to help this push quite significantly. Even if he only gets 3 of them, that's pretty useful.
Every unit counts at this point. Every single unit counts. There is the bunker, but the siege tanks should be able to take it. And he already has a few areas. The Viking will make sure... Yeah, he's not even sieging up.
Yeah, he doesn't have to. He's about to, though, as it will finish soon. He's already forced several SCVs to be pulled. He's forced repair. Means he basically has to pay money to stay alive here. And... Ooh!
That shouldn't have happened. The Viking was really, really important at this point.
Yeah, he now no longer has any real power with this push.
Actually, I think the unit that's coming up from the main base now is a Viking. He built another one. Yeah, there's one. So that will help him, but...
2 more bunkers going down here for Hack, and I feel like if Alive doesn't recognize that, he may actually charge up to his doom. Yeah, what is he going to do here? Is he going to commit?
He has to go in there. He has to get onto the high ground before the siege tank mode is done for Hack. And he is apparently happy enough to just siege up at the low ground.
He wants to get control of that ramp, but he's just not quite able to do it. Nice control on the Viking. A lesser player would have taken a lot of shots from that bunker. Knows exactly how far he can push it. I think he's going to go home with everything now. He has to.
Yeah.
Right now, the worker count is dead even at 44, and the unit counts are a little bit... They're basically even.
Pretty
1 more
similar
Viking
as well.
and 2 more siege tanks for Alive. Alive actually pulling ahead here, despite the fact that he had a worse economy. He ends up pulling ahead.
He did enough damage early on with the Banshee. At the same time, was able to kill mining time and siege tank first attack, and Hack had to pull this many SCVs to repair. All that Hack basically lost was the one bunker that he could salvage. But yeah, that was well done by Alive. So he put up pressure and he was able to make up for the early expansion of Hack.
Now, Hack does have Stim almost done, again, just like last game. He also has combat shields already, whereas Alive has just started his combat shields. So even though the unit counts are fairly similar, what Hack was doing, just like last game, was teching. And he has the ability to hit a timing, potentially, if he wants to, against Alive. But since Alive is not taking a fast third base right now, he's not really cutting any corners, not taking any risks, he should be fine against this push that looks like Hack is just going to... I think he's going to move out to the second watchtower, take control of that, and then kind of check for a third base and then go home. I don't think he's really going to commit to this because right now he's taking his own third.
I don't think that he's going to commit either. He's taking the third base. It doesn't make any sense. It would be too much of a gamble to attack into Alive at this point. Just waiting for the third is a lot more intelligent. He's getting all these upgrades, as is Alive. Both of them are just trying to get the upgrades in the game. Stim, Combat Shield, the +1 attack and armor. Everything that you need in order to make sure that you have a slight edge over your opponent. Not any mistakes with the macro. And this is just a very... It is the third game, so it's very intense. You are not going to see any kind of overcommitment here unless it's because of nerfs, because this is really important. I like that Hack is once again, as in the last games, relying on sensor towers. He's building 2 now, so drop play won't be an issue for him. At least he will spot them early on, and I don't think that Alive is going to commit to drop play while there are still sensor towers.
Yep. Now, the upgrades right now are Hack has no upgrades whatsoever. Alive does have +1, however, and Hack, interestingly enough, here is going for armor before weapons. It's something you very rarely see with Marines in this matchup, but it's an interesting choice nonetheless. It's going to equal out things when Alive attacks him, because Alive is not getting any upgrades additionally right now, so it's basically going to be +1 versus +1 armor. And Alive with a slightly better supply count, but Hack, again, he's teching up. He's getting an armory back at home that's going to allow him to start getting better and quicker upgrades. He does have a fast third command center. He's even denied Alive's third command center, at least initially here.
He's going to kill another SCV.
Yeah, and if there are no...
Oh, in the middle of the engagement. Here we have the siege tank sieged up for Alive.
Oh, great engagement for Alive.
Yeah. Oh,
he forces the cancel on the command center at the bottom left, though.
With a one-hit point Marine, by the way.
Yeah, Hack's going to catch one siege tank of Alive and some of the Marines as well.
Alive is ahead in supply, but he definitely needs to make sure that he gets this third command center up.
Yeah,
Hack already has 3 bases now, and, well...
The key is that he's ahead in siege tanks. He needs to make something happen with those, though. He's going to kill some of these Marines. He may try to circumvent the sensor tower in the center. There is a second sensor tower, however, that looks like he wants to target down. And we just have a little bit more action in the middle, but Alive not quite able to get that sensor tower on the right side. He's trying so hard. I wish you guys could see it.
These sensor towers are so important.
He
can't get, oh, yeah, now the Marines there as well. He can't get to the sensor tower, and now the Marines charge, and Alive loses his Marines, so therefore no position for him to attack the sensor tower once again.
Oh, he's just going to go for it here, trying to abuse the fact that he has a better siege tank count, and Hack gets scared, pulls back. I'm not sure if he needed to, but he decides to, and he tries to play it safe here, but Alive is inching slowly closer and closer towards that third command center.
And Alive is getting the advantage now.
Oh, Hack is going to try to catch him unsieged, but Alive just has too many hit points on his Marines.
He has a 30 supply advantage here.
Yeah, this is...
He's trying to get into a good position, trying to flank him. I don't think the Medivac sees it, but a bit too late.
This is Hack trying everything he can to buy enough time to allow that third command center advantage to get him back into this game. He only has 2 more Marines per cycle production advantage over his opponent, but this drop could change everything. He's actually going to take out a decent amount of Marines, and he's not mining at the space that's up right now.
Yeah, the third base is not mining, Hack is mining, but still we have the advantage for Alive with the overall supply. He's getting a lot of upgrades. Hack is a little bit ahead.
These sensor towers change everything, man. It makes it so that Alive just cannot comfortably move. Every move he makes is known to his opponent, so he's in a really tough position right now. He does finally have that third base up and running, and as far as upgrades go, he still only has the +1, whereas his opponent is getting +2 armor and +1 for his Marines, so he's going to pull slightly ahead here.
Hack is getting even more sensor towers. He has 3, which I really love. He's not only relying on the 2 that he built earlier, but built 1 in the middle of the map, and now he's getting the 4th, so he will see everything here.
Yeah, I mean...
He even sees the high ground movement right now on the right side of the map.
You can see absolutely everything right now. He's got a medevac to spot the siege tank count as well. He knows exactly what he's dealing with here.
Alive is finally getting his armory. This will allow him to get +2 and also the second engineering bay. I think I mixed it up earlier because I thought that he was already in process of getting the second upgrade, but it was actually Hack who gets the lead now in upgrades.
Yeah, that is another thing that's really important because Alive, with those later upgrades, if he makes a mistake with his tanks being unsieged, his opponent's Marine upgrades are just going to tear through. And this could be the moment.
Not able to catch those siege tanks off guard.
No, he's not, and a close call.
Ooh. This is really close. I actually thought that he might be able to attack them.
Well, there's so many line of sight blockers here, and he does get outside of the range of the sensor tower, so Hack is not in the know about this exact position. I thought, though, that with these units trapped, he would use his Marines to go and attack other locations, go for a drop perhaps, but he's actually just sitting in the middle, so stationary here, so static. He's not actually going to try to abuse the fact that a lot of his opponent's units are trapped.
Alive still has a lot of minerals and gas. That's the advantage that he has now that both of them are maxed out. He's getting +2/+2 and will therefore catch up with Hack because his opponent is only getting 1 upgrade. Oh no, there it is. There's the second upgrade. Started +3 already. Hack's still in the lead therefore with upgrades.
Yeah, and he's going to have +2 for his siege tanks fairly soon as well. Alive looks like he may go for Operation Dropship Escape here. He's been spotted, though. And will Hack decide to go for it here? He's actually just moving in. He scans. The tanks just barely... I mean, they are a pinky toe away from siege mode range. He's going! And he's going to crush this army. That's going to hurt Alive a lot.
Yeah, no problem at all. The siege tanks are dead, and he just can't escape with 2 of the medivacs. That's all that he's able to manage.
Oh, no, that one siege tank's getting so many hits.
That's a hero.
Hero siege tank as well, and he's stimmed all of his Marines, so he's going to take a long time to heal the rest of those.
Alive still with a lot of minerals and gas. Yes, +2, +2 on his way. We talked about the first attack upgrade for the siege tanks. His opponent already has the second one done. Drop into the into the third now. Finally doing some damage here. With the help of the medivacs, he's able to take down the Marines, and now he's targeting down SCVs. Very important. SCV count at this point is 68 to 44. Hack is losing a bit of ground here.
You know, with all the sensor towers that Hack has, I was a little bit surprised he was able to get that drop through. He actually sent a group of Marines through the center sensor tower, and Hack sent all of his units there. He basically 1-8 over there to deal with that group of Marines, and that was the moment that Alive went in. He took advantage of the fact that his opponent was out of position. Alive is taking a supply lead here. He's still a little bit behind in upgrades, but not for very long. He's about to be 2-2 against 2-2. His opponent's +3 armor will finish, but he's going to be in a position with even upgrades here for just a second, and he sieges up first here.
He had a fourth command center building at some point. We now have one on the production tab. I think he might have cancelled the earlier one. Now we see him with 3-3 being upgraded, both of them actually. But Hack will be ahead by 1 armor upgrade. The +2 attack upgrade for the tanks is being researched as well. And this is still so close. Most of the difference in army supply is actually, or in overall supply, is because of the harvester count.
And you guys just saw that Viking battle went severely in Alive server because he actually microed his Vikings. It's something that Hack did not do, so he does maintain the air advantage here. He does have vision. He won't have to scan necessarily to attack his opponent's siege tanks. And this is a very, very difficult position now, as Hack's tanks are positioned to where Alive can't really move his Marines in front of his tanks. And he's got a better spread right now than Alive does, but Alive can actually move around the right side if he wants to.
Still the Viking count in favor of Alive, therefore he can use the entire range of the siege tanks, while Hack has to scout, and that doesn't help Hack at all because he is already in a position where he has less harvesters than Alive. A drop in the main base, once again not on screen now, at the third actually.
At the top right there is a pretty big drop that does force Hack to unsiege. He's taking out a lot of his SCVs right now, putting the SCV count to 66 to 35. Alive's multitasking, I feel, much better than Hack's through the later stages of this game. I mean, Hack's been doing a great job controlling the map, getting vision of the map, putting the sensor towers up, stopping most drops. With these drops at the top right have really put him behind.
With the maxed out armies though, it is definitely an advantage for Hack, who has more army supply, or will have in a few seconds as soon as he maxed out his army. He's already 150 against 132, and he did not even hit the 200 limit. So Alive has to be very careful with this too. +3 attack is finishing very soon for
The
Hack.
Viking advantage, though, for Alive here is going to become very critical. He's going to start picking off medivacs soon if he controls his Vikings correctly.
We have a 4th base for both of them. And the army supply for Hack is seriously, it's getting out of control. Alive has the bank, he has 2,000 minerals and 2,000 gas, but he needs to make sure that he has the army as well, that he has the production buildings and the position.
Yeah, this game has actually gone on for so long with so much lack of action. Oh man, Alive just tearing through this with just a few Marines.
How many SCVs did he kill in total? 47. This is ridiculous. He killed 47 SCVs over the course of the game.
If you have this many sensor towers, it's great, but if you can't actually stop your opponent's harassment, what are they even for?
Oh, +3 is now done for Alive, so at this point they are on even upgrades, and
Hack
Alive tries to take the lead with the 3rd attack upgrade for the siege tanks.
Hack has 100 Marines, though.
Against 60.
That is so important. Like, that can change a battle so quickly.
That's what we talked about, the army and worker supply, and now he has to get rid of a few SCVs.
Yeah, he may have to, in fact. He is going to take out several of his opponent's Vikings, or at least he's going to try.
I can't understand why he's not building more command centers and orbitals and trades for SCVs. This is what we usually see at this stage of the game.
Yeah, look at his minerals. He should be doing that. He's just simply not. He is getting +3 for his vehicles right now.
He has 2,000 minerals, 2,500 gas. Get more orbitals and sack some of the SCVs so that he can max out on army supply again.
Well, he's given Hack the chance to kind of come back in this one because Hack, with all these orbitals, actually doesn't care about his deficit in SCVs. In fact, he's mining more than Alive is right now.
Hack has an army supply that 30 more army supply than his opponent.
Oh, I don't think this is the right choice for Alive, trading Marines like that.
Oh, this is really, really tricky here.
Alive, though, consistently has control of the air, so it makes it hard to Hack. It makes it hard for Hack to actually use his Marine advantage because he can't ever get in.
And once again, a small run by Alive, and he takes down a lot of SCVs here. And Hack doesn't even react in time.
Yeah, he sends, not, man.
He sends Marines over. They aren't even stimmed.
I don't know what's up with this. With these sensor towers not being utilized correctly. He's going to do a drop of his own, though, on Alive's planetary.
At the right side of the map, we have a drop not only at the planetary, he's getting into the main base now.
Yeah, he is. Alive could be in trouble here.
And another few units are being sent down along the left side of the map.
You know, Kaldor, I feel like the multitasking for Alive is just...
Oh, guys, you're just missing a major drop in the main base at the bottom right.
He's
don't have it on screen.
He's so much. He's going to kill everything that spawns, basically, it looks like.
There it is. Now we have it.
I feel like Hack's positioning is so much better than Alive's, but Alive's multitasking is so much better than Hack's. You know what I mean? Like
definitely.
He's got a great. He always has the better siege tank spread line. Alive always has his siege tanks all clumped up in one group. But and he's got the great sensor tower placement, but at the same time, Alive is just all over the map. He's going to go for another attack at the left, and because this is not a planetary, he's going to take it out this time.
And Hack can't sustain it. He does not have the resources to sustain it, but here comes, yes, this is going to die. The SCVs are going to die, and I think he's going to get the command center as well. Yes. Oh! Why didn't he focus it?
That's a good question. He should be able to save it now. Right now, the army supply 125 for Hack to about 100 for Alive. This has been a continuing trend through this game. Both players...
Because of the harvest account.
Yeah, exactly. And this game is so back and forth. Like I said, I really feel... Oh, is he going to actually lose his command center? No.
Not close, though.
I really feel that the setup is so much better for Hack. He's got always the better positioning. He's always got the better preparation. But Alive is just out multitasking him in every way.
By now, Alive is getting so far ahead because Hack can't not rebuild his units. He is sending drops, he's sending run-bys, and now he's sending a lot of Marines into well, he basically doomed them, sending them into their death. They all lost their life without killing anything.
Yeah, Alive even knew that was coming.
He can't rebuild them. He can't rebuild them. And right now, it just turns out that
this is a terrible choice, I think, to get these Marines trapped attacking a planetary.
That is being repaired as well.
That was a horrible choice.
Look at his supply. He's dropping to 130.
He's dug himself a grave now, man. Alive, he had so many good opportunities to beat Alive here, and he will not.
Give the guy a shuffle. Ah, yeah, sacking SCVs now, leading with the SCV, baiting siege tank damage, taking down two of them bit by bit. He takes them apart here.
Yeah, that was not the best engagement for Alive, but I mean, he just has the better economy here.
What is he doing?
Oh, yeah, he is actually this game, man. I'm like, what are we watching? Ah! Oh man, this is actually. Oh, he's gonna fly medevacs under Marines.
It's apparently he pities the position that Hack is in and thinks he sends over a few medevacs and will even out the numbers. I don't know.
Hack is sending another group of Marines to die on the left side of the map as well. He continues to do this even though he knows that Alive has siege tanks in that location.
But the numbers. Yeah, he's trying to bait them back into the tank fire.
I can't imagine a situation where Alive loses this game, but he might. Like I feel like he should not. He should not be in the situation he is. He should have won the game maybe 5 or 6 minutes ago.
He lost the tank and a few Marines when he just was moving into his opponent and moved back again. He didn't pay attention to his army.
Oh man, is Hack actually going to do this?
Wow. What was that?
I think we're watching two people lose their minds in the booths behind us as they struggle to figure out what to do next.
They kind of baited him in there. There was no hold position. Yeah, both of them a little bit shaky with their unit control at this point. A lot of small mistakes that lead up with or end up with units dying to sieged up tanks.
Oh, this game is so intense right now. At this point, Hack is going to try to get into position. I think this could be the end of the game as Hack is going to move into a horrible death trap.
Yeah, he is down 30 supply right now, and the army supply is 83 against 100 in favor of a Hack, but still, this is a huge problem for him. He can't rebuild. His economy is so much worse.
Yeah, this is... Well, let me take a look at the siege tank count. Yeah, it's 18 to 9. I'm not sure, you know, he's basically just using his superior marine count in all these fights, but it's not going to be enough in the end. He doesn't really even have any medevacs to heal them anymore. He's having to use scans to take out his opponent's siege tanks because he doesn't have air control either.
The expansion that he's attacking right now is the last mining base for Hack, while Alive has still 2 mining bases.
Yeah.
And he has so many SCVs, so he has a way better economy than Hack at this point, and this helps him just to increase his supply.
And Alive is going to start pulling further and further ahead in army supply lead. He already has about 10 supply up on his opponent. With the economy he has, he's going to pull even further ahead.
Slowly but steadily, he's just getting into a position where losing the game will be very, very hard for him.
Yeah. I feel like Hack, I mean, a lot of his units are even low on hit points as well because he doesn't have enough medevacs. He hasn't been able to repair his siege tanks. He's trying to control the air a little bit again here, but he's throwing away Vikings in the middle of the map. I mean, to be quite frank about these two players this game, it's like they've been both playing so nervously. Our observer hasn't even been able to catch all of the mistakes that they've both made. I think there's a lot of nerves going into this final third game here, and Alive, though, is going to win out. He's got the better multitasking here. Hack's preparation has been awesome, but it's just not enough.
It's a very, very intense game.
Oh, wow, this is actually really cost-efficient here.
It's a very, very intense game, but not because both of them play the perfect game, but rather because they both make small mistakes that give every single player an opening to get back into the match as soon as he is in a worse position.
There's an orbital command that's been moved to the right side of the map, Caldor, but he's not sending his SCVs over there to mine. He's not even dropping mules from it. So, I mean, to be perfectly frank with you guys, the multitasking here from Hack today has been pretty poor. He's had so many sensor towers up, but has died
at least
drops.
In this game.
Yeah, I mean, in this particular game, it's been pretty poor. He had total vision of the map, but yet did not stop any drops or run-bys. He's moved a command center over to the right side of the map. He hasn't sent his SCVs there.
I think nerves play a huge role in this game.
Absolutely. I mean, you said it before. When you asked him how he felt about his opponent, he was like, it's Alive, and he was really upset about that. And it's a tough thing to deal with playing against an opponent who's so known and such an up-and-comer right now.
He must have felt good after the first map, then he loses the second one, and suddenly he's just aware that he might just lose this game as well, and that it's going to be really, really hard. So
he's trying his best to move over here, but little does he know his opponent's got siege tanks on both sides. I mean, what can you do when you're this far behind?
200 supply against 150, 1,000 gas and minerals banked up for Alive.
I think
dropping on top of siege tanks.
He's found the base at the right side. He's also doing a lot of damage or harassment in the middle. This is essentially going to go on for maybe 5 more minutes. And
at the most.
And Alive he's now forced to lift on the last basic mining base of Hack.
Yeah, he's attacking now into the siege sub-tanks, and those Marines won't have a lot of time thinking about what they just did.
That's very, very true. You can see that it looks like in this fight, it's like, oh, it's closer than you guys are talking about, but there's like so many different groups of units for Alive all over the map just to be safe. He's actually just not attacking. He's playing this one Thorzane style. He's got control of now the defensive watchtower. And Hack, as a result, man, he's walking right into siege tank fire. He does not have vision to be doing this.
He established the base to the right side once again. Another shot by the siege tanks, tanked by the Marines. Not what you want to do. 140 supply against 200, and Alive just getting further and further ahead now. Yeah. Alive just can't, Hack just can't break through the defense of his opponent. The Fnatic player is looking strong right now.
Yeah, he's trying everything he can.
And another drop at the left side of the map. We don't have it on screen. A few Marines, the SCVs, had to be pulled in order to attack them.
Yeah, and he pulls his SCVs to defend, and at that moment, Alive darts in, kills the final siege tanks.
Yeah, this has to be it. The attack at the left side of the map was crucial. Hack had to defend against it. A few Marines that were able to attack the SCV line. The SCVs had to be pulled, as Wolf said, and then Alive darts in the middle of the map. Uses this moment where Hack focuses onto saving his base and takes down his
Oh, the tanks are sieging up here. He tries to close distance, but he does not have enough. GG!
GG! And Alive takes it against Hack with 2-1.
A very, very close match. The final match, so back and forth. like we mentioned earlier, mostly because of nerves of these two players, but our Fnatic player will be advancing today. Before we take our next break, I want to mention, of course, our final two players are going to be Sniper and Curious. Curious coming down from Code S, and Sniper going up from the Up and Downs. And this is actually going to be a really exciting match. Both of these players, I think, potentially could be in Code S. Which one will advance to the next round? We'll find out after this 5-minute break, so see you guys in just a few.